everybody, thanks so much for stopping by my channel. Today I'm going to show you a simple flat brush flower design that I'm going to paint on my trusty little candle holder here. If you know my videos, I reuse glassware, wipe off, wash off the design that I've previously painted on it, and then do a new video. So anyways, if you see any excess paint on my items, that's the reason why. Alright, I'm going to be using my Deerfoot Stippler. It's a number 2. I'm going to be using between my number 12 and number 10 flat brushes. They're plaid one-stroke brushes. And then a number 6 flat brush to create the design. Alright, paints I'm using today: pure orange, vivid orange, and autumn leaves. And this is, all my videos are meant to be easy for beginner painters. Burnt umber, happy green, and I actually have a new Thicket green, moon yellow, cinnamon, and wicker white. Now, I do combine the enamels and the multi-surface paints. Not a big deal because they're both good for glass. I'm going to go ahead and get started here. If you're painting something that you're going to keep or gift, make sure you do wash your glass with soap and water. If you have rubbing alcohol, rub the surface with the rubbing alcohol so that you get all the grime, oils, and all that off of your item before you start painting on your glass. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. Now I always work these designs on paper before I start painting on the glass. So just so you know, with the designs that I'm creating with my flat brush, I'm just dipping paint in, kind of doing a little brush stroke, blending stroke, and then I go on. Alright, so this design, again, is just simple brush strokes with your flat brush. Very, very simple. And this one is going to be kind of like my bud. Not buddy, like that kind of bud, but it's going to be just a partial. So I start by laying the brush down, and then I'm doing it on the side and painting. It's just going to be kind of a fun, scruffy looking flower. And again, my goal when I'm painting is to get good coverage, and that's what I'm trying to do here. Dipping it into some white a lot of times will help do that more opaque look and achieve the look I'm trying to go for here. I mean, you can do bigger strokes if you want, thicker strokes along with this. But I'm just doing just simple little strokes. So I say these are real easy for beginner painters, because that is my intention, is for people to paint and just be creative and be happy with what they're creating. That's my whole goal. Alright, so I got a little bud there. I probably went crazy on how many pulls I did, but that's alright. You get the gist. I mean, you can lessen them, make them more, whatever you want. Very easy. Alright, the next one I'm going to do is going to be kind of a partially open one. Alright, so I'm going to come over here and try to give myself some room here. Alright, so I'm pulling down. And you can just lay your brush flat. You don't have to do any kind of fancy strokes. Just bring your brush back over here and just bring it towards the center. Because you can have a little bit of the center open, that's fine, but not the whole thing. It's not going to be a whole open flower. Now I'm going to come back here and maybe add a little bit of white to it. And then again with this, you can, you know, restroke it some, give it more of the opaqueness that we want. Just so you know, whenever you're painting, if the more opaque your paint is, the more durable your painted glass piece is going to be. Because the thicker the paint, the more it's going to stay on and not chip easily. Okay, we can even flip that one up a little bit if you want. I'm going to pull over again here because I want to have a nice little base there. Alright, if you get too much paint on your brush, just wipe some of it off. It's as easy as doing that. Now this one's going to be an open flower. And we shall see how this one goes. You're going to do some pulling and just kind of swaying to the inside. Again, you can have a little bit of an opening. It doesn't have to be very big. I'm going to do it over here. It'll kind of intermix with my next flower next to mine. Or mine. The flower next to it, I should say, or the petals. And that's okay to overlap. You can do it here again. And then I'm going to do more of just a pull up. You see that pull up? And like I said, I'm using all 3 oranges and some white. And I'll pull this in here. Again, just a simple strokes. Just pull it in. And I really, when you're looking at that, think just about anybody could do this. Seriously. Okay, so one more. Oh, I do. I didn't even notice this, but I normally don't have an even number of flowers. What happened to me? I don't know. Because I don't have even numbers. And hopefully you like my videos. If you're new to my channel though, make sure you do subscribe. Hit that subscribe button that you'll see underneath the video. Also hit the notification bell because that will allow you to receive notification when I'm posting something new. Alright. Alright, so we have that. You know what? I really have to do a bud. I don't know why, but I just cannot end on a even number. Okay, my bud is just going to be like this. It's going to be a straight, just a straight stroke. I'm going to point it a little bit at the bottom there, but pretty much straight. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is come in here and start putting in some greenery. Give the flower petals just a smidge, a little bit of time to dry. And actually, I'm going to do this with a little bit smaller one. On this, I am just tipping my brush into the greens and then the moon yellow, because I've discovered I really like some yellow in my leaves. And I'm going to try to make these look like they're not on big stems, but they're kind of hooked together as a design. Hopefully that makes sense. A lot of times I put a stem at the bottom. I'm just going to pull the stem in, do my little hooking to the flower, just kind of look like they're hooked together. This one, I guess I still will do it even though I'm not going to pull a stem out, and maybe I will just on this one, just to kind of finish it, give it a proper look. maybe all these will just be attached to this one, who knows. Use your imagination, right? Throw some yellow into this. I'm just going to pull it down here a little bit. And again, the thicker I apply the paint, the more durable it's going to be. You just don't want to have it too thick so that it'll bubble when you're baking it. You don't want to do that. That can cause issues too. You have a beautiful design and it has bubbles, bursted bubbles all over the place. And that's not good either. Okay, I'm going to pull this one over this way. It's going to look like it's coming from one vine. We have one vine. And with something like this, since you really can't see the back of the flower, you know, you could just have it as the stem is just coming from here. You don't even have to hook it on. I'm just going, for the sake of the video, do the little top part here. And I apologize, my furnace is running, just turned on. I'm like I can never get through a video without it. Alright, now we're going to come up here with the little bud, put it on, put the stem on it as well. And you don't have to overwork these really. I'm just putting it in like that. We'll use our imagination, right? Yes, we will. Okay, next thing we're going to do is start working on the leaves. And I'm doing a little bit of a different type of leaf on these. It's going to come out like this, kind of come up. Come out like this, come up, and then come down a little bit. And then I'm going to come back this direction and finish it off. And this is really not a stroke work kind of leaf. It's going to be more of one that I'm painting in and then just kind of working it a little bit to get it to look the way I want it to look. It will be a little thick because I am putting some good amount of paint on here. It's going to have a little wiggly leaf, just the thinner leaf. Like that. And then I'm going to come over here and do the same thing. And I'm basically just kind of almost like drawing it in a little bit with my brush. And then turning it around a little bit. Come back this way. And if you're somebody that needs to draw your design on, I do believe that there are pens that you can do that, or you can print stuff out and follow the design taped on the inside. I really probably need to do some of those for you. Since I don't paint that way, that would be a challenge for me too, so maybe that's a new challenge for me to do. If you have any thoughts or ideas on that, if you'd like to see that, let me know. Alright, just going to work on this just a smidge more and then move on. So it doesn't have to be smooth, it's just meant to be exactly how I'm doing it. blend in some colors in here. There we go. That's a nice leaf. Alright, I'm going to continue on doing a few more of these. Again, we're just making them, this one's going to come down a little bit. So I'm kind of going the opposite direction, and I'm just going to tip it this way. And I'm going to turn it and come back this way. Connect it there. Okay, I can make it fuller if I want. It doesn't have to be so thin. Maybe a little wider if I want it. I like it. Very unusual, you know, just a different type of a leaf. If you're not a leaf person like me, then just do the amount you want and move on. But I do like leaves, so you will see them a lot. Alright, let me do another one that goes that direction. I don't want to feel like I'm favoring one direction over another. I really don't. I'm going to scoop this one this way. You could do this with a round brush, with a, you know, a thinner brush if you wanted. I've done them with both ways and kind of like this, although I am going to be adding a little more to this with oh no, I'm sorry, I'm not with the brush I was thinking, because I did it with that flat brush. Sorry, forget what I just said. Alright, so I'm going to come over this, be real kind of light because I don't want to pull up too much of that paint on the orange. This one's going to kind of go down over this one a little bit. I don't want it to go down too much, but it will a little bit. I'm going to put some of the other colors into this. Now I could switch over to my smaller brush, because obviously this is a smaller leaf. But I'm just going to do it like this. And if you want to come back through, you could come back through and add some, like your stem or whatever, into your, oopsie, now I just took all the paint off. I don't want to do that. I did not want to do that. That's one thing you have to be careful with. Okay, with this brush, what I'm going to do is create kind of a little vine that goes up. Yes, I'm going to have to put some more, work on a little bit here and get some more paint into it. Make it a little bit thicker. Just bring it down. And here we go. Oh, there's my furnace finally stopped. Yay! Alright, so the little leaves that I'm going to do on these are different. They're I kind of am drawing them with my brush as I go, which I like. And I'm intending to leave a little space in between. I think I'm going to put one over here. Don't necessarily need them this close together on the vine, but I'm going to put them over like that. Put some other green in here. Like I said, they're a little different, but I'm meaning for them to be different. However I want to say that. Yeah, like I said, you can put some work into them, or you can just quickly draw them and call it a day. but I want the opening in the center, just like I'm showing you. It's not that I'm missing a spot, that's how I want it. I think I might want to put another one in here, just to kind of fill it in. I like that spot. And if I'm putting all these different colors on, I guess what it's doing, it's making this a little bit more opaque, a little bit more durable, so that they don't come right off. Put a little yellow in here, and go back, put a little darker green. Keep taking some paint off of my brush, but put a little bit more green in here, darker green I should say. And then come up and just do just a few more. And you can just, paint them in. I don't know why I keep putting them across from each other, because I really don't want them like that, but I do. So who knows, right? Who knows? Alright, so here we go. I'm going to fill these in quickly. I keep moving my piece around, I'm sorry. I'm making it a challenge for you to follow. And they don't all have to look the same. It makes them more interesting if they don't. With the colors and all that, right? Love them. Put a little bit more on this one, a little more on this one. Get some yellow in here. Like that. I might want to put a little bit more darker green in here. There we go. Neat little vine. And then if you want, you can do another vine. Let me try to see where that would actually be good to go. Maybe even just a little one coming down here, so it's not too big of one, because I don't want this video to be 5 hours long. I always do worry about that. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. This part's kind of light, so it might be a little hard to see. And I am painting a little bit on top of this flower. And I'll put a little yellow in here. I just keep rotating the colors using the same brush. Definitely using the same brush, and yeah, it might get some orange in there, but you know what? That's fine. If you don't like it to have orange in it, then give it some drying time or hit it with a heat gun. Those are always nice. So I have some reflection here on my camera that I can't really see what you're seeing. So that's why I keep saying I hope you're seeing this, because I'm not seeing it. I'm going to go ahead and draw these in. And that way I have them. I think I'm just going to leave that one down there like that. Just putting a few in here. Doesn't have to be a lot. A little bit of yellow. And then I still have to tap in the centers and we will be done. Thanks for sticking with me. You started with me from the beginning. I appreciate it. A little tip on that one. And there we go. Alright, so there we are so far. Like I said, you could put more leaves on it for the purpose of this video. I'm not going to. I am going to take my little stippler, start with the school bus yellow or the moon yellow, whichever one. I think it's moon yellow that I'm using. And then just tap in the centers, just like this. And you can go down to the bottom if you want. You'll be catching the bottom here in a minute. Alright, so here we are. Love the stipplers. Love them, love them, love them. There are different sizes available. The center's a little bit bigger. And I could do this one a little bit bigger, honestly, because it is kind of the same design flower. There we go. And one more. What did I do with that? I did do that, okay. Oops. Trying to see what I did to the... Keep forgetting I probably need to do a little bit more for my... As far as the greenery goes, for my little bud. Okay. Alright, so right there I have the ones that need the centers. And then I can come in here, I'm going to come in here with that cinnamon. And then go down across the bottom. I need to put more on. Across the bottom, and then just keep tapping. Because the thing of it is you just got to be careful that you don't pull up the paint underneath. That would be the orange paint. Because you don't want to pull that up. I am just nicely tapping. Nicely tapping. And again, if you were to hit this with a hairdryer or give it some drying time, this would be, you know, much easier, I think, to get a really awesome result. Now I am tipping into the burnt umber. And then just going across this. It's a little bit darker. Well, it's a lot darker actually. And you can put it on heavy or just leave it lightly, but since it is a darker color, it kind of has a tendency to go on darker. So I'm going to go across here, put this on, and then what I'm going to do is tip the front part of this brush. Now you can wipe it off. I'm not cleaning it in between, but I'm going to tap the front layer into some white and then just kind of blend it together. This gives it a neat look. It's a neat little look here. I think, at least. There you go. Alright, I think with this bud, what I'm going to do is take a little bit of my green, because I feel like I did come up here and connect it, but I really don't want this showing, to be honest with you, because it's just a plain stroke. So I'm going to do like I did on my previous video, kind of cover it up some to where just a little bit of it's showing. I'm just doing little strokes on it, make it more like a bud, and then come in here like this and just put some of the yellow in here, come back, put more of the green, the darker green in here, just doing little strokes, easy little strokes with it. And then if you want, I mean, you can still have it come out a little bit from here, like, okay, it's starting to open, but it just hasn't quite opened yet. It's starting to, but it will eventually come open. It just hasn't yet. And there we go. Very easy. I mean, you can add more of these in here if you want, but I'm not going to. Alright, here's my design. I hope you like it. Very easy. If you give it a try, I do have a Facebook page. I'd love for you to post your work. Any additions, comments, please make sure you post those down below. Also, make sure that you haven't already done it, you subscribe to my channel and give me a big thumbs up. and share this video. There is a button that makes it real easy for you to share on your social networks. Just tap that button and go. Alright, I appreciate your time. Thanks so much for stopping by and hanging out with me. Until the next time, you have a good one.